Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Elite Rounders Mental Game Corner. Today we are talking about a little bit about boredom in poker, or actually how to keep it fun and how to keep playing for years and years. Uh, after being professional, 10 years, I don't even know how many years anymore. It's kind of like you just totally forget when you started. Like I guess it was like almost 10 years ago. And I've played since I was 18, so now I'm 32, 14 years, right? So after that, you kind of have to like find new things always in poker to stay motivated and to enjoy the game. Because like I played pretty much like not the whole time the same game, but like tournaments in general, yes. Um, and it can become a little bit repetitive. But first of all, I want to point out that everything is repetitive. Like the more I think about it, I was sometimes I'm like, sometimes I think about like, why do I do this? It's like it's just a repeat. Oh my god, this is so stupid. But when you think about anything in life, who are the top of the field in anything? It's the guys who just repeat what they do. It's like again, I know some of you might have heard about the 10,000 hours training rule or working. You work on some craft for 10,000 hours and you become expert. It's all about putting the hours in, basically. Same with poker, really. But like sometimes it might feel a little bit repetitive. But again, that's the point. That's the job you have to do to become really good in anything. Look at footballers, look at anything in athletes. That's obvious. You just go run, you do your running. If you want to be a good runner, you do your specific training for specific type of sports, right? So again, a lot of business. You do accounting. You do accounting every day. You try to improve every day, and you'll be the best accountant, right? So it's like everything in life, like pretty much in anything, you're a salesman. You make sales. The better you get, the more you make, right? Yeah, as long as you're in it, in a way to, if you have the right attitude to improve, it's gonna be good. But yeah, so that's what I want to talk about today. But yeah, so how to make poker more fun? Again, it's like it can be a little bit repetitive for sure. Technically, it would be the dream job for robots. Yes, it is true. Sometimes I wish I was a robot, but I'm not, sadly. I need more than oil. um, but yeah, keep in mind that being good in anything means repeating a task hundreds, thousands, maybe 10,000 times. It's all about repeat. So this is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just how human brain is. We just need to do it like very often and many times to become really, really good in something. So it's totally normal. So again, nothing you should be scared of. But yeah, this quote kind of always comes to my mind when I think about something like repeat. It's quote from Bruce Lee. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So again, would I be as good a tournament player if I would have divided my time to 10 other games? Probably not. Yes, you could, like, if I would have divided like 1 year studying this game, 1 year studying this game, 1 year studying this game, this game, this game, this game, I probably wouldn't be very good in anything, to be honest. Um, but yes, I guess as a side job, I think learning different games could help me for sure, because you can always come up with some new ideas, which is important. But definitely, it's something we just have to do. Repeat. If you do 5 minutes of poker, don't expect to be very good, right? So it's normal. But yeah, I think it was same in the. Okay, I'm just gonna use the Michael Phelps book again. When he was talking about doing all these like exercises for the Olympics and swimming in general, uh, they always had like practice which was very demanding. I'm sure they had some recovery too, but like most of the time it was like something different. Like they always wanted to do something different. So you spice things up by doing different things. Like that's why, let's say, for example, why my food diet fails. Let's say my famous to myself, my famous tuna and boiled vegetables strategy diet works for a couple of months well, but after that you don't want to eat tuna, right? How can you do? You can't do that stuff for years and years. It just becomes too boring, and you're just sick of it. It's like you have tuna coming out of your ears and everywhere, like any hole possible, it's coming out of it. So I think that's another failure. Like, don't do something like exactly. Don't do exactly the same thing every day. I know some people like it, but also it's good to remember that you are only improving this part of your game if you just do the exactly same thing every day. So spice things up. Look at different things. Look at the river solutions. Look at the turn solution. Look at the flop solutions. Look at the pre-flop ranges. Look at the like. Actually, there's like almost unlimited amount of information you can learn in poker if you really start studying it. Study how the opponents play, study how they deviate from the GTO strategies, look at how you should play against them, yada yada. Like, look at how ICM works. Oh my god, there's like billion things. Like, I'm not gonna list all of them, but yeah, just example. Make training and playing fun. I think this is another thing. I see myself spewing like every day. Sometimes I'm like just trying out something and it's like it looks probably dumb as beep, it probably looks super stupid, but like I'm just doing things for fun too. It's like, okay, I'll try this out, maybe this will fail and I'll have a good lesson. But I think it's like poker is this is not like the Olympics, this is a bit different, like because we are playing like 4 or 5 days a week, let's say, professionals. So you can actually go there and you can try things out, And in the bigger tournaments, I probably try to use the best solutions. And in smaller ones, I might try out some things like, could this work? Like, could this be better idea than what I had before? So always have that mindset to could this be better? Could this be worse? Is this worse? Like, maybe this works, but like all the time, try to find something you can improve. And whenever you see somebody else do things well, you should probably follow that. That's always good. But yeah, I think it's so crucial that you don't just do the same thing every day. I think for something like pre-session warm-up, of course, I think that should be the same because the point of it is to stimulate your mind to actually get things done the same way. So you have this, your mind is ready to play poker. But when we play poker, I don't think it's that positive to play exactly the same for years and years. First of all, at some point you just start struggling, I think, because you are not improving your game. So I see a lot of regulars, like I've been here 10 years and I've seen a lot of regulars come and go. Like even the guys who I thought would be like, man, this guy is solid. Like he's playing like so many tournaments a month. He's playing for years and he's won a lot of money and boom, buff. Somehow they just disappear. And I feel like these are probably the guys whose strategies work for some time, but then they came at the end of the tunnel and just stopped winning basically. So that happens to a lot of regs. That's why you need to just keep improving all the time. Like this is never any process. Like if you think you made it, well, think again. In 1 year you'll be past it. So it's like it's a very brutal business in a way. If you're not learning, you're just going behind, right? So of course that's same in everything, business, everything. Of course, if you're not top of your game, you're leaving behind. So okay, key things: do new things. So always try to find some new things. Like let's say you look at some videos from Run It Once, you look at some Elite Rounders videos, or you look at some whatever YouTube videos, you watch some Twitchers, like. But I think it's always good to think about like whoever is playing. I would say like whoever is playing. It doesn't matter. It's the guy you respect the most in the world or the least in the world. Are they doing something better than you are? I think that's very important. Like, or are they doing something wrong? Like, even if some good players making play doesn't mean it's correct, right? Like, or it's good what they're saying. It might be good in theory, but is it good in the games they're playing? There's always difference like that. Try out new things. I think this is like new things can be found from different softwares like programs. Actually, it's the next one. Find out new things. You can find it always from different softwares like Bio or Pokesnovi. Talk with new people. I think actually that's pretty good because like I feel like every coach I ever had, I always got a little bit different approach to this game. And I think that's very important that you have some fresh idea because like let's say the problem what I had oh no not really problem but let's say like if you work with the same coach for a couple years at some point I feel like the progress is maybe not becoming better anymore, especially if the coach is not improving himself consistently like and finding new information all the time. Then it just becomes like kind of like you're not finding new information. So really make sure that your coach is finding all the time new information. That's so crucial. If he doesn't, then it doesn't really help you anymore after a certain time, depending on how good the coach is, like maybe 1 year, 2 year, it's finished. After that, you can't really gain anything from it. So I think that's what can happen. But that's also normal if, you know, like kind of the student passes the teacher. That's normal and that's how it should be, I think. But yeah, so these new people, new programs, whatever, you watch Twitch players, these can give you some fresh ideas, something to think about. But yeah, I think it's just important to always question whatever people do. Is this smart? Is this smart in these games? Is this like, how can I improve this? That's also a good question to ask. But yeah, actually this is really fun. I do like come up with something totally new. Like just try some new stuff nobody has ever tried or you've never seen. First of all, it will come as a surprise. It's like when you do something like which is not so usual, people become like usually people adjust really terribly to something which is not usual. So I think that's kind of nice. When you do something which is not usual, they're like, what the hell? How should I play here? People become like really, they are out of their comfort zone. So they are uncomfortable and they're like, what the hell is happening here? What is this dude doing? Like he's opening 4x. What is this? Like, because like whatever things, let's say today it's C betting 33%, right? Everybody's look at this from BioSolver or something. So use some different size. Use min bet. Use bot size. Use 2x bot. Use 150%, right? C bet size. Just try out different things and see how people react. Some of these strategies might actually work better than whatever you're doing right now. You just don't know it yet. But like, but yeah, just try some new things. I think that's the key. Be creative. That's the most awesome thing, I think. To find something new or even create a new trend, you know, that's even more fun. So again, poker actually goes in cycles. I see like when we started, there were certain things you can't raise fold 20 big blinds. I actually believe that. It's hilarious. Like the lessons we had 10 years ago are just garbage today, of course. Like let's say the lesson was that you can't raise fold 20 big blinds. So if I would raise 20 big blinds, somebody would jam, I would always call. Like I would always call. I was a fish, you know, but like everybody was a fish. So it's like you heard wisdom like that, but where did it came from? You know, it didn't make any sense, but like, you know, that's how it was played. Like, or that was like learned lesson, never raise 20 big blind, you know, raise fold. That's just ridiculous. But like, it's absolute garbage advice, of course. But like now we know better. But like, again, poker goes in a lot of cycles. So some of the things which stopped working, let's say 5 years ago, might actually work today. Like the poker just goes in cycles. And some things seems fresh because it's somebody, let's say some famous guy starts using it on Twitch. So now it's popular again. Everybody's using it. But like most of the time, these things we've seen already 10,000 times. I'm like, oh, he's doing that thing. That was like thing 2015, right? That was thing 2012, right? It's not like you can do something like totally out of ordinary because like it is kind of limited game in a way. It's still only 2 cards. You can't do that much more. But yeah, you can still do some weird stuff. But like, yeah, the game just changes, and sometimes we have to go back to those exploits we used to do because they work again. People are not adjusting to it because like the game has changed so much. So maybe some of those old things might work again, what we were doing. So don't forget those old things in the past. There might be something which could be really useful today. So, and again, I think this goes to the same thing as earlier I was mentioning. Train different things and differently, spice things up. I think it's so important. Just keep it more fun, do different things. So I think that's just the key. Don't just like start the computer and it's like you've memorized like every range, which is nice, of course. Like, yes, you should have general idea of your ranges, for example, but do not play like a computer. First of all, it's boring. Like I tried. I used to play 40 tables, low stakes. Man, that's if you want to kill your brain, yeah, that's horrible. But like, that was just brainless. But it was an easy way to make steady money. But I wouldn't want to do it anymore. Oh, of course, today I probably couldn't play 40 tables anyway because the time banks are so much smaller. You used to have like, I don't know, 100, 200 seconds at every poker site, so it was kind of easy. These days you don't really have that long time bank, so it's pretty tough actually. They've kind of fastened the poker, which is a good thing. It was just painfully slow for sure, and for all the recreationals it was terrible. But yeah, just try out new things and see where it goes. And you can always ask like other guys like, what do you think about this play? Could it be useful? But yeah, I think it's all about like finding fun in this repeating business, which it is. So just playing every day, it's a repeat. You probably play. You can even switch the tournaments you play, test out different tournaments because let's say sometimes, shockingly, $215 tournament might be softer than $55 tournament you're playing, depending on the day or depending on the time. Like sometimes it's not always like the higher buy-in is actually harder, like that much harder, for example. So you can even try different tournaments. Don't always play the exactly same tournaments. Find out what is the value schedule for you, and then I usually stick to that. Like I find out the best tournaments, and then I stick to those. Of course, if I see some new tournaments, I will test those out. Like, okay, this seems fishy. This seems good. And actually, also it's good to test some of these tournaments again. Let's say $33 on stars, like the sit and goes. At first they were really fishy, then they got kind of wreckish. There was a lot of wrecks. Now I feel like it has gone back to being very fishy. I think all the wrecks just got bored of it or whatever, but they stopped playing those for some reason. I think they are very fishy right now. So again, it's like the evolution of the games is like like changing. It's always like changing. So always try to find like new tournaments or even try out some old ones which you don't usually play because they might change. The environment changes a little bit. Some tournaments die, some new ones show up, and so on. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you will have more fun playing poker in the future. If if you're a bit bored or something, but I think the boredom mostly comes from yourself. Like sometimes I felt this, and it's usually when I'm kind of not trying anything new. I'm bored. I'm just talking like, this is a little bit boring. Like, but that just means I'm not paying focus and I'm not trying to improve. So keep that in mind. So I hope you enjoyed the video and you find something new to try because that's the key. Okay.